Let's see, courtroom 2. Morning, Mr. Coleman. Whenever you all are ready, just let me know. Okay.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Good morning, Judge Morrow. Good to see you.
You also, Francois. Hope you're well.
Good morning. I said very quick question. I submitted 2 waiver forms, but they were for Judge Law. Do I need to change those?
Who's your question to? Good morning, Mr. Coleman.
Yeah, it's for you, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay.
I submitted 2 waiver forms on 2 clients. And it was under Judge Law's name. I just need to know if I need to change those.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind, you can either change them or I can change them once I receive them.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Excuse me, Judge, the waivers don't have to be signed, so.
Okay, thank you, Miss Grace.
Yeah.
And good morning, Your Honor. I wanted to introduce you to Tamara Dunlap. She is one of our ASG interns. She is practicing under the Third Year Practice Act today.
Very good. Good morning, Miss Dunlap.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Falk. I think that I've met Miss Dunlap before, or that she's been in my courtroom before. So, but thank you for introducing her, Miss Falk. Whoever was here before did not. So.
She came over from SEA, so I wasn't sure. If
Oh,
you were
okay.
introduced.
That's where I know her from then. Thank you. I appreciate it. So whenever you all are ready, just let me know.
Yes, we're ready, Judge Morrow. This is going to be, this is an add-on, position 1, Mr. Rodney Mack.
And this is going to be a plea this morning.
Correct, it is.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. McLean.
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mack. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You can place your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation on this case is 12 months probation, serve 6 days in jail. He'll receive credit for time served for 3 days. That's from January 13th to January 15th of 2023. We are asking that the balance be suspended and that he stay away from Bedford Pines Apartments at 654 Boulevard Northeast. We are asking the defense to stipulate to venue, identification, and factual basis.
And we do so stipulate.
Anything further, Mr. McLean?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Mack, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 000243J, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and not by pleading guilty to it. You're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Mack. You know you can't go back to 654 Boulevard. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Good luck to you, Mr. Mack.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
All right. Take care.
This is going to be on the probation calendar, positions 1 and 2, Edwards.
Yeah.
Who do we have on from probation this morning?
Good morning, Your Honor, Ms. Harris.
Hi, good morning, Officer Harris.
Morning.
Mr. Edwards, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Officer Harris.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Edwards was sentenced on February the 21st of this year to 12 months to complete the animalcourts.com class and 25 hours of community service. We've got proof that he's completed the class, but he never reported to our office. He has 259 days left. Probation recommendation is to continue him on probation so he can complete those community service hours so we can go ahead and close out his case successfully.
We are in agreement, Your Honor.
Yeah.
What, is there a problem that the court needs to be aware of as to why he's not reporting?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you the opportunity, Mr. Edwards, so I'll continue you on probation, but you need to finish this up so you can get on with your life, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir. I'll accept the probation's recommendation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This is also on a probation calendar, position 7 and 8.
Good morning, Mr. Mitchell. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Thank you. Yes, Officer Harris.
Your Honor, Mr. Mitchell was sentenced on March the 23rd of this year to 12 months to complete 12 weeks of anger management. As of today, Mr. Mitchell has not reported to our office. He has 187 days left on probation. Our recommendation is to continue him on probation and to enroll into the classes within 30 days upon his release.
What's the issue, Mr. McLean?
What was the issue? Do you recall?
I moved, so I didn't get any order.
He had moved and we had a talk yesterday about whose responsibility it is to keep up with them. Which party is obligated to make sure that if they move, they have to stay in touch anyway.
All right, so that's his obligation.
That was his obligation.
Nobody else's obligation, Mr. Mitchell. You have to, if you don't get through this, and I give people a chance, but if you come back, I'm going to revoke this time, okay? Because I'm giving you the opportunity. You're taking up the court's time. You're taking up probation's time. You're not reporting. You haven't done what you're supposed to do. I'm going to give you the opportunity to do what you're supposed to do. But if you don't do it in a timely manner and you don't report, the next time, if there is one, and I hope there's not, if there's a next time, I'm going to revoke the balance of the probation, and you'll be sitting right back where you are. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
It's good to see you.
This is on the regular calendar, position 1, Mr. Bankston.
This is going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Good morning, Mr. Bankston. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Bankston? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Bankston. Who's presenting for the state?
Yes, Your Honor. My apologies. I forgot to introduce Miss Elizabeth Baker. She is going to be presenting for the state today on this case. She is also one of our new ASGs.
Okay, very good. Good morning, Ms. Baker. I believe that you have also been before me, maybe in the SEA calendar, but good to see you. You can proceed.
Yes, sir. Good morning. It's good to see you as well. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
The facts in this case will show. The factual basis for this plea is that on the 17th day of February 2018, the defendant was stopped for driving a vehicle with a tag that came back with no insurance. After speaking with the driver who was the defendant, officers learned that his driver's license had been suspended. And so he was taken into custody. The state's recommendation on count 1 is 12 months served 38 days. Credit for time served 19 days. That's from February 20th of 2018 to March 2nd of 2018, as well as October the 18th, 2023, a $500 fine and 6 months. Count 2, 12 months concurrent with count 1 and a $350 fine. And we would ask for a stipulation to identification, venue, and the factual basis. Thank you.
Mr. Coleman?
Your Honor, we will stipulate to a factual basis as well as venue and ID. Given the age of this case, as well as the amount of time that Mr. Bankson has spent in custody, I was going to ask that the fines be converted to a term of community service, but I am asking if the court would be willing to suspend fines in this case.
He's been in custody on this matter for how many days?
It looks like 19.
Okay. Okay, given that and the charges, I don't have any objection to suspending the fine. Anything further before I take the plea?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Bankson, it's my understanding that in case 18 CR 002784A, you wish to plead guilty to driving while license suspended or revoked and failure to maintain lane. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
Just my mental health medications, Your Honor.
Okay, but is that, does that affect your ability to take this plea today?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I will accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Bankston, I will suspend those fines since you've been in custody for the past 19 days or for 19 days on these charges and the age of the case. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
Your Honor, on the plea form that I submitted, I had converted the fines to community service. If you could just write on the plea form suspended.
Okay, let's see. I don't have those before me at the present time, Mr. Coleman, but Ms. Grace, if you would make those changes for me, and I will, so when they're submitted to me.
Thank you.
I will, Judge.
Okay, very good. Francois,
Yes.
just a quick note. I see that we have a private attorney, Ms. Beverly Taylor, on the line. If we could take her case, if you have, when you can, if we have her client in the courtroom, I'm not sure who that is.
Yes, absolutely. Position
Okay.
2, Mr. Holcomb.
No, Mr. Benford.
Oh, I'm sorry. Calendar. Okay, Mr. Benford, he's actually, yeah, he's actually on another floor, so he'll be
Okay,
on the floor. He's on 7 North.
okay, so I just,
He's
thank
not
you.
here, Ms. Beverly.
I'm sorry, what down?
He's gonna be done on the floor. One of the officers, roving officers, will be doing him on the floor. We don't have him currently in courtroom 2.
Okay.
But
Okay, so
since
we'll
he's out,
we'll be with you, Ms. Taylor, as soon as we can.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I also see Ms. Watson Cafe popped up. Good morning, Ms. Watson Cafe.
Good morning, Your Honor.
And which case do you have before us this morning?
Dante Hill, I believe he's number 14 and 15, Your Honor.
yes, we
Okay.
have, go ahead and have, go back and have a sit for me then for somebody else. Positions 14 and 15, Mr. Hill.
Oh, I need to speak with him. There's an offer I need to convey to him.
Do you have the contact number? Ms.
No,
It's 404
yes.
612
Uh-huh.
2392.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead and have a seat for me, Mr. Right at the chair. Okay, so you can come back. You can actually come back. We'll be doing position 6, Dula.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So this is going to be an arraignment and a bond hearing, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Would you like me to arraign him or would you like to file a waiver?
I filed a waiver, actually.
Okay. Do we have his current bond?
I have it as 4,500 cash.
May I get his history, please? Who do we have on from pretrial this morning? Ms. Tyson, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
And this is
Mr.
positions, okay, yes, go ahead, Ms. Tyson.
Mr. Dula, yes. He has 3 arrest cycles in Georgia, beginning in, let's see, 2012. His last arrest was for an FTA, so he only has 1 FTA, no felony convictions. And he also has 5 arrest cycles out of North Carolina. They begin in 1987. All of his arrests out of North Carolina outside the 10-year period. His last one was June of 2011. And that was for unlawful use of boat access area. Nothing to add, Your Honor.
That's it, but the mountain.
Yes. Ms. Baker, what are the facts of this matter?
Thank you, Judge. The facts in this case are that in April of 2021, officers responded to 1371 Kimberly Way. That's an apartment. They met there with the victim, DeAndre Carolina. He stated that the defendant had gotten into an argument with him. And during the verbal dispute, he kept talking to the victim after the victim asked him to leave him alone. Ultimately, the defendant grabbed the victim, became very agitated, threw him onto the ground. They were in a long-term relationship and lived at that location together. And the defendant was found to be the primary aggressor. The state is not agreeing to a change in the bond conditions at this time.
I did not hear any other violence in his history. Is that, do you have any other violence, Ms. Baker, that you can inform the court of?
I'm only aware of a forcible rape dismissal out of North Carolina in the 80s and an assault with a deadly weapon charge in 1993. There was no probable cause found in that case.
Okay, it appears to me that a $4,500 cash bond is excessive for this charge, and I'm just trying to figure out why it was given in the first place.
Well, the state would prefer that the case go back to Judge Edie for him to set the bond, Your Honor.
Oh, did he? Okay, did he miss a court date?
Yes, Your Honor, he had 1 FTA.
Oh, then that's this case.
Yes, Your Honor. The bond was ordered forfeited on December 13th of 2022 after he failed to appear on, it looks like he had a jury trial during July 21st, 2022 that he failed to appear for.
Okay, thank you. That makes more sense. Thank you. Let's see. Mr. Coleman, you know this court's normal practice is to, if a division judge has set a bond in a case, if you want to have it modified, I send it back to that division judge for modification. Is there any reason that I should deviate from my normal practice in this case?
I'm only asking that the bond hearing go forward this morning because we don't know when the case is going to appear back before Judge Edie. Mr. Dula has been in custody for some time now. He says that the only reason he may have possibly missed the court date is because he did not get notice because he moved.
So that's pretty much.
And again, we think that, again, the $4,500 cash bond is excessive in this case. Mr.
Okay.
Not working, has no money to post for a bond.
All right, well, Ms. Faulkner, I don't see any reason not to follow what I normally do as far as it's my normal practice. And if you seek a bond modification in front of Judge Edie, I believe that you can probably get on a calendar relatively quickly. So I'm going to complete my, I'm going to allow Judge Edie to modify the bond if he chooses to do so. I'm sorry, Ms. Falk, I had already made up my mind and I didn't think that you would disagree with my decision.
I do not. I was just going to put on the record that he has been in custody for 7 days. So we will make sure that we will send that up to Judge Edie's courtroom to make sure it gets addressed as quickly as possible.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, Mr. Coleman, I'll follow my standard practice with Mr. Dula. Good luck to you, son.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position 8, Florence.
And This is also going to be an arraignment, or was a waiver filed of arraignment filed?
Waiver was filed, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is Mr. Florence in a different position, previous defendant in regards to the bond modification, or is there a different circumstance?
Well, speaking with Mr. Florence yesterday, he told me that this was, if I'm not mistaken, his first arrest. So I'm just concerned as to why he was not given a signature bond or a lower bond in this matter. The bond is presently set at $4,000.
Okay, is that 2,000 each?
I just have it as 4,000 on the simple battery.
Okay, I have a simple battery, family violence, and a simple battery.
Right.
That's correct.
4,000 set on the simple battery family violence.
What's the total bond?
The total bond is 4,000. It may have been split, but again, the booking screen I'm looking at, it has 4,000 set on the simple battery family violence and nothing on the simple battery.
Okay, Ms. Baker, does that?
That's correct, Judge. My understanding is it's a $2,000 pretrial release bond on both counts. In this case, the victim was assaulted by her older brother, and it's my understanding his mother was also involved in the dispute, and the defendant attempted to strike her in the face. Did strike her in the face and chest several times with a closed fist. So the state would ask that the bond that's currently in place remain in place.
I'm sorry, did you say that this bond was granted for pretrial?
I'm showing it's a $2,000 bond on each count through pretrial release.
Okay, well, that would be a signature bond.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why Mr. Florence is still in custody then.
Miss Grace, do you have the bond in his file?
Your Honor, he FTA'd on this case.
Yes, and
Oh,
no, I
okay.
do not, but yeah, he FTA'd March the 18th of 21,
In front of?
Judge Mather.
Okay, again, I will return it to Judge Mather's court for modification to be considered by Judge Mather.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, Mr. Florence.
Next is position number 2, Nathan Benford, 5 North.
Okay, good morning. Let me let your attorney get on, Mr. Benford.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Taylor. What are we gonna do with what are we doing with Mr. Benford this morning?
Judge, we're going to ask that his case be put on a jury trial calendar.
Okay, has he been arraigned?
I think so, Judge. I think he had Judge Porter, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. But let me make sure, Ms. Grace, is there an indication that Mr. Benford has been arraigned?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and arraign him this morning, Ms. Taylor, if that's okay
No
with you.
problem, Judge. No problem.
Very good.
Judge,
Good morning.
we would enter waive formal arraignment and enter a plea of not guilty and ask for a jury trial.
Okay, would you like to, if I can either arraign him verbally this morning, or you can file a waiver, which would you prefer to do?
You can arraign him verbally, Judge.
Okay, very good. Mr. Benford, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, thank you, Mr. Benford. You can put your hand down. You have been charged in case 21 CR 005533B with failure to report an accident, improper turn, improper erratic lane change, and run. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Ms. Taylor?
Yes, Judge.
How do you plead, Mr. Benford? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge, and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, sir.
I'll be out to the jail to see you, Mr. Benford. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank
Judge
you,
Morrow,
Judge. All I have, my big excuse.
Yes, have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge Morrow, I have an announcement. Mr. McLean, Mr. McCrary, position number 18 refused to come out.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Position number 18. Would you like, would you like to reset him until another date?
But I actually had a question about position 18 because he's my client before Judge Mather. The calendar states that this was sent to the DA's office for felony upgrade. I just want to know if that upgrade has been approved or if it's pending.
The upgrade is pending. I will reach out back out to ED Hutcherson today for an update.
All right, thank you.
Okay, if we reset this a week, that should give the DA's office time to respond. Would you like me to reset it for a week, Mr. Coleman?
Yes, we could reset it to next Thursday, which would be November 2nd.
Okay, position 18 reset SAP November 2nd. Okay, thank you. Who do we have next?
Going back to positions 14 and 15, Mr. Hill, that's Ms. Cafe.
Okay,
Good morning, Your Honor.
yes, good morning, Ms. Watson Cafe. What are we gonna do with Mr. Hill today?
He's here on an FTA. He got, the FTA is from back in July. I did not have, well, we're asking either for him to be reinstated on the bond. He cannot make the $6,000 bond. I lost contact. I did have great contact with Mr. Hill. Initially, I lost contact. He has informed me that there have just been some issues in his home. His mom recently passed, but I now have good contact information. So, you know, he's not inclined to take the plea that's been offered today. We do believe that we have a good defense in this case. He looks forward to his day at trial, but he simply, he does not have, with all this going on and everything and his employment situation, he just cannot make a $6,000 bond or anything. He just doesn't have the financial wherewithal, Your Honor. I don't believe that this is intentional. Like I said, Your Honor, previously I had good contact with him.
Who did he FTA in front of?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Who did he FTA in front of?
I want to say it was Mather.
It's Judge Richardson.
Richardson, sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Again, if there's been an FTA where a division judge has set a bond, I will return it to Judge Richardson to modify that bond if he chooses to. So if you will get in touch with his staff to put him on a calendar for Judge Richardson.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
May I be excused?
Yes, have a good day. Good luck to you, Mr. Hill.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who do we have next?
Positions 9, 10, and 11, Mr. Graham.
These are negotiated pleas.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Good morning, Mr. Graham. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the good morning, sir. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Graham? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. You can put your hand down, Mr. Graham. Yes, Ms. Baker.
Good morning, Judge. With respect to position number 9, the state's recommendation on the disorderly conduct charge is 12 months served 2 days, credit for time served from 12/31 of 21. Balance suspended, stay away from 378 Edgewood Avenue. Also regarding position number 10, that's criminal trespass, 2 counts. That involves a location at Ebenezer Baptist Church. apparently he's asking tourists to park there and charging them money to park and harassing the church ladies when they ask him to go. So the state in that case would ask on count 1, 12 months to serve 28 days, credit for time served, which in this case is 14 days, calculated from October the 13th, balance suspended, obviously stay away from the church. Count 2 would be 12 months concurrent with count 1. The failure to appear would be dismissed upon this plea, and just ask that he stipulate to venue the factual basis and his identification.
Mr. Coleman?
Your Honor, we
Thank
would
you.
ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated and stipulate to a factual basis as well as venue and ID. What's it? Mr. Graham would like to know what's at 378 Edgewood?
That is a vacant parking lot where he was directing cars to park. It's at the corner of Edgewood Avenue and William H. Borders Drive.
So stay away from that location, sir. No, that's not what I had. Well, there were two. It was Ebenezer Baptist Church and this one was 2 years ago. So stay away from both locations, sir.
Oh.
Okay, we're ready.
Okay.
Excuse me, Judge, Ms. Baker, can you give me the time for position number 9 again? You said 2 days to serve, 28.
It should actually be 28 days credit for time served to 14.
14 on both. Thank you, Mr. Coleman.
Okay, are we ready for the plea?
1 second, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay, but stay away from the other. Yeah, okay. All right.
Okay, are you clear, Mr. Graham?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, very good. Okay, Mr. Graham, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 006221Y, you wish to plead guilty to disorderly conduct, and in case 23 CR 006218Y, you wish to plead guilty to 2 counts of criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I'll accept the pleas as negotiated, Mr. Graham. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, we're done.
You're done. Position 12, Gray.
And is a waiver, will a waiver be filed for Mr. Gray?
Yeah, this waiver's already in file, John.
Okay, so Mr. Gray, your case will be returned to the division judge, and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir. Good luck to you.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Higgins. Position 13, Higgins. What?
This is a negotiated plea.
Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Higgins. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Baker?
Thank you, Judge. The state's recommendation in this case is 12 months, serve 30 days, credit for time served, which is 13 days as of, or calculated from October the 13th, 2023. Balance suspended, stay away from the Hilton on 255 Cortland Street in Atlanta. I would ask that he stipulate to venue a factual basis and identification.
My calendar, Ms. Baker, has 12 months to serve 28 days, credit for time served 14 days, which would be a time served plea. What you have stated is not a time served plea. What is the intent of the state?
The intent of the state is that that's a time served case. And I
Okay.
apologize to the court for any miscalculation on my end.
Oh, no, that's fine. I'm just trying to make it clear. Is that
Yes,
your
sir.
understanding, Mr. Coleman, 28 days, 14, 28, 14?
It is, Your
Okay.
Honor. We would just ask the court to set the plea as negotiated. We will stipulate to a factual basis and continue an idea.
Okay, very good. Mr. Higgins, it's my understanding in case 23 CR 006219G, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Good luck to you, Mr. Higgins.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, and just very briefly, I just wanted to apologize. That was my typo, and Miss Baker was just reading something I had put on the sheet, and so I apologize for the typo.
No apologies necessary, Ms. Falk. I mean, I just want to make sure that we get it correct, okay? Thank you, though. Okay, who do we have next?
This is positions 19 and 20, McDonald.
That's the negotiation.
So it's a negotiated plea and a null pros.
Correct.
Very good. Mr. McDonald, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can put your hand down, Mr. McDonald. Yes, Ms. Dunlap.
So the state's recommendation for the count one is 12 months probation, served 15 days, credit for time served 8 days, and that's from March 3rd, 2023 to March 29th, 2023. And then it looks like October 21st, 2023 to October 23rd, 2023. The balance probated, 12 weeks anger awareness, no further violent contact with Latrell Thomas, and a stay away from 8490 Creekwood Drive, Fairborn, Georgia. And for the failure to appear, like it's NP upon the plea to position 19.
Okay, Mr. McLean.
We stipulate to the three necessary elements and ask the court to accept the plea.
Mr. McDonald, whenever you're ready for me, sir.
I'm just having him initial papers while we're talking.
Okay, that's fine. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, he's ready.
I'm ready, sir.
He's
All right.
always ready.
Okay, Mr. McDonald, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 001890D, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery, family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. McDonald. Let's see. When you complete the terms of the probation, the 12 weeks of anger management, I'm going to have the probation go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't have to report to probation, and the sooner you won't have to pay those fees, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Adam.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. McDonald.
Thank you.
Position 26, Watson.
Good morning, Mr. Watson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can place your hand down. Ms. Dunlap?
So it looks like October 11th, The officers were dispatched to, looks like a prowling call located at 24 2 Stone Road. That's in apartment 4. The complainant, which looks like the victim's name is Jordy Jones, stated that somebody was turning his door handle. The officers arrived. They said that the subject was wearing all black clothing, including a black hoodie. The officers commanded he put his hands in the air. When they talked to the defendant, he stated he wasn't at apartment 4, but he later recanted his statement and said he was there to meet someone and they didn't open the door for him. The victim stated that while he was in his apartment, he heard his door being kicked, a twist of the door handle and pushing at the door. The victim also stated that when he did open the door, he saw the defendant hiding in the bushes. And there was a shoe print on the victim's door that appeared to match the shoe of the defendant. The state is looking for 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 16 days. It looks like that's from October 11, 2023 to October today, the 26th. The balance probated, no further contact with Jordy Jones. From, I'm sorry, that's 2412 Stone Road, apartment 4, and 40 hours community service.
Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor, he asked the court to accept his plea and he stipulates to the necessary elements.
Mr. Watson, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 006384B, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Watson. Let's see, as soon as you complete the 40 hours of community service, the probation will terminate. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you're not going to be on probation, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Watson.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Judge Morrow, we're completed here. in
Yes.
court two. The
Oh, okay.
remaining cases are going to be done on the floor.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next 24 hours.
Right side.
Mr. Howard, are you with me? I saw you earlier.
Yes.
He's here.
I am Judge. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Howard. I was just saying it's early, but if we're going to be going back and forth, we have someone from the floor, but if you all want to go ahead and do the other calendar early, if we can, I'm happy to do so.
Okay, whenever you
Okay.
all are ready, just let me
That's
know.
fine, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So let me go ahead and see who we have first at 4 South.
Position number 5, Clemens.
Okay. And this is going to be a negotiated plea.
That's correct.
Good morning, Mr. Cummings. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, sir? Good morning. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Baker.
Thank you, Judge. This involves a collision that occurred on the 13th of this month. The state's recommendation is to count 1, which is a hit and run, is 12 months served, 25 days, credit for 13 days served since he was arrested. Balance probated, $300 fine. We would ask that the court leave restitution open for 30 days due to the recent, or the fact that the wreck happened so recently. Count 2, which is duty to remain, would merge with count 4. Count 3, which is reckless driving, which resulted in the accident, is 12 months concurrent with count 1, $200 fine. And count 4 is 12 months to serve 25 days, credit for time served, which again is 13 days calculated from the 14th. $300 fine, a victim impact panel, drug and alcohol evaluation, 40 hours community service. There was one other thing. DUI class, I'm sorry.
Okay, Mr. Coleman?
Your Honor, we would ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated. We're requesting that the $300 fine on the hit and run and the $200 fine on the open container be converted to 50 hours of community service. In addition, we are also requesting an affidavit of first conviction, which I believe I've submitted to the case manager. We would ask that the probation would go non-reporting once Mr. Cummings has completed all the conditions. We will stipulate to a factual basis as well as venue and ID, and that probation fees be waived for a period of time.
Okay, so you want the hit and run 300 to be 30 hours of community service. You want the $200 for the open container to be converted into 20 hours of community service, and you'd like the $300 fine for the DUI to remain the same.
Correct. I believe that's what I wrote on the plea form.
Okay, and I take it that he had insurance, given that there is no charge for no insurance. Is that your understanding, Mr. Coleman?
Yes.
Was that a yes? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. As such, I don't like for anyone to plead to a matter that they don't know the exact amount of what they're pleading to. As far as the restitution goes, I'm not going to require restitution at this time. I'll let that be a civil matter if it gets that far. So I'm not going to require the restitution for count one.
Thank you.
Anything further?
Nothing further.
Mr. Cummings, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 006215C, which includes run, possession of open alcohol container and driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
Represented by counsel, are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
I am, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
I understand, Your Honor.
Plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated without the restitution and with converting the $500 in fines to 50 hours of community service. When you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status. At this time, I'm not inclined to waive any probation fees. Good luck to you, Mr. Cummings.
All right, thank you, sir.
Excuse me, Judge, can you read the sentence again for me with these conditions of the hours of community service?
I can. Position one, hit and run, 12 months to serve 25 days, credit for time served 13 days, balance probated, 30 hours of community service.
Okay.
Count three, possession of open alcohol container, 12 months to serve 25 days, credit for time served 13 days, balance probated, 20 hours of community service. Count three, 12 months to serve 25 days, credit for time served 13 days, $300 fine, VIP, ADET, 40 hours of community service, risk reduction, non-reporting.
Yeah, Ms. Grace,
Upon
that's
completion.
on the plea form as well.
Okay, and that's the 50 hours of community service you stated? Of 40.
Yes, that's 30 hours for count one and 20 hours for count three. Converting the fines to community service on those two counts.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Cummings.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay, next we have position number 3.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Vasili. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, so can you raise your right hand for me, sir?
Yes.
Swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, place your hand down. Yes, Ms. Baker.
Good morning, Judge. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, I'm getting a little feedback from somewhere and I wasn't sure. The
Okay, I
state's
think that might be coming
recommendation.
from 4 South, when they're
Yes,
not
sir.
muted. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. The state's recommendation for count 1 is 12 months, served 30 days, commuted to time served with credit for 15 days, starting on the 12th of October, balance probated. This gentleman was found loitering and kind of wandering the halls of Georgia Tech. So stay away from all Georgia Tech property. 40 hours of community service. As to the obstruction charge, 12 months concurrent with count 1. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Coleman?
Your Honor, we would ask that the court have the plea is negotiated. We would ask that the probation would terminate once Mr. Brasili has completed the community service. Mr. Brasili states to me that he actually lives in Massachusetts and he's returning there once he's released from custody here. So I'm asking that he be allowed to report to probation via mail. Also, he states that he has some property there at Georgia Tech. So I ask that he be allowed to return one time with a police escort to retrieve that property. We will stipulate to a factual basis as well as venue and ID.
Okay. Mr. Brasili, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 006185J, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, is it true that I'll be on probation?
Until you complete the 40 hours of community service. Once you complete the 40 hours of community service, I'm gonna have the probation terminate, okay? So as soon as
Oh,
you,
that's very nice of you.
okay, so as soon as you get it done, the sooner you won't be on probation, all right?
Oh, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me finish up going through what I have to ask you. You've been represented by Mr. Coleman. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I will accept the plea as negotiated. Let's see, given that you don't live in the state, I will allow you to report by phone or by mail with the probation department. Once you complete the 40 hours of community service, your probation will terminate. So the sooner you get it done, the community service, the sooner you won't be on probation. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor. That's very nice of you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. So would I be released very soon?
If you don't have anything.
Hours, sir.
Yes. So within what, 48 hours or 24 hours?
24.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And you're on the police escort to get his property.
Oh, yes, of course. You can go back to wherever your property is located at Georgia Tech on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve that property, okay?
Yes, thank you so much for helping me out in this situation. I appreciate everything you've done for me, Your Honor. And for my
All
attorney.
right. Very good. Good luck to you, sir.
And I have one more question. Thank you. So when I get out, will there be a phone number for me to call?
Well, probation has your information. They will contact you.
Okay, and I gave my mom's phone number, right? 978-328-7755.
Yeah, I've already sent it to probation.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Next, we have position number 27, Wells.
Okay, so this is going to be an arraignment.
Correct, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, let's see. Good morning, Mr. Wells. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have the conduct by video?
Yes, good morning.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Wells? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, put your hand down. Mr. Wells, you've been charged in case 23 CR 0064003A with driving under the influence of alcohol less safe. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. McLean?
We do.
How do you plead, Mr. Wells? Guilty or not guilty?
I guilty.
You will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge, and you'll get notification of the next hearing date, sir. Good luck to you.
Okay, that's all we have for Forest South right now.
Okay, so.
That all you have that?
Well, it was his time served on probation. Yeah.
What happened with Walker?
She's
Is it mental health or something? So we said,
Yeah, I think y'all.
Your Honor,
Yes, Ms.
if
Falk.
you'd like to address the other calendar, oh, well, 3 South just
Okay.
came on.
Okay, thank you. Who do we have at 3 South?
yes, yeah,
This is Mr. Evans. He's position number
oh, that's fine.
3 and 4 on the probation.
Well, he's position 2. Evans on the, 2 on the probation calendar.
Okay,
I'm ready.
so he's the probation calendar, he's position, which position?
I'm not exactly sure. I don't actually have a probation calendar. I just know.
What's
that
his-
I thought it was position 3 and 4 on the probation calendar.
Okay, so this is Mr. Robert Evans.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right, very good. Good morning, Mr. Evans. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Officer Harris.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Evans was sentenced on June the 23rd of last year to 12 months to complete the domestic violence classes and the mental health evaluation. Mr. Robert was reporting to our office, then he stopped reporting as of January of this year. And he also missed a prior hearing on April the 12th of this year with Judge Morrison. He has 55 days remaining in probation. Original recommendation was to revoke, but we changed it and want to do credit for time served so we can close this case.
How much time has he served?
I'm not exactly sure, Your Honor.
If I'm correct, Your Honor, maybe 7 days.
Okay, and did he complete anything?
No, Your Honor, he didn't.
And so he was supposed to do the.
Your Honor, can I say something? I was
Sir,
No.
don't say anything. Let me speak.
What was the, what was he supposed to do? I'm sorry, Officer Harris.
Yes, the 6 months domestic violence class and to do a mental health evaluation.
Okay, and he was reporting he didn't do either of those.
That's correct. And then that's when we scheduled a hearing on April the 12th with Judge Morrison, which he didn't appear for that court date.
Okay, and he has 50 some days left?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Coleman?
Your Honor, speaking with Mr. Evans yesterday, he states to me that he's been incarcerated since February 21st of this year up until today. He states that he was at the Burris Correctional Institute in Forsyth, Georgia. I did contact them yesterday. They confirmed that he was there from August 1st until October 19th when he was transferred to Fulton County. Prior to that, he was in Georgia Diagnostics in Jackson, Georgia from July 11th until August 1st. But again, Mr. Evans is very specific that he has been incarcerated since February 21st of this year. So again, we are in agreement with the state to just terminate the probation.
Okay, given that, I will follow the recommendation of probation and time served. Good luck to you, sir.
They're muted.
Bree South, if there's anything else, but you've gotten time served.
It's over, Mr. Evans. Thank you.
Position number 2712. I'm sorry, Lewis. I am so sorry, Lewis. Position number 5 and 6 on probation.
Okay. Yes, good morning, Mr. Lewis. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? We're doing this by video. Is that okay with you, Mr. Lewis?
Yes, that's okay.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Officer Harris?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is Mr. Lewis, positions 5 and
yes.
6.
Yes. Yes, he was sentenced on September 22nd of last year to 12 months to complete 3 shoplifting courses. As of A, he missed a prior hearing with Judge Edie on June the 20th of this year. He has 34 days remaining on the case. Probation recommendation is time served, so we can close out his case.
Any objection, Mr. McLean?
No objection, Your Honor. We did speak.
Okay, time served. Good luck to you, Mr. Lewis.
Give me a moment. I gotta go to another area of the jail and I'll log on shortly.
Okay.
I think that concludes my business, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, send me the paperwork. I'll get it signed.
Yes, once I get the
Officer
other
Harris.
2 petitions, then I'll send it right over to you, Your Honor.
Okay, very good.
All right, have a great day.
You too. Thank you. It appears that they're going to be back relatively quickly, Ms. Falk. So let's hold on for just a moment.
Yes, Your Honor. One can always hope.
Right, exactly. It's 10 o'clock, so I think we're doing pretty good.
I know. We're making excellent time.
All right, we'll be in a brief recess until the jail comes back.
So has it been approved or is it just?
So it's on the guys. So
No, I mean, the upgrade, was it approved or are we just waiting for it to be approved?
I guess we're waiting for it to be approved.
So-
wait, can't be.
Yeah, so that'll likely just be a reset. And then we haven't done Potter yet,
Honors a plea on both cases.
and then Riley.
Riley is McLeod. That's kind of.
Oh, okay, right. Oh,
No.
no. And then Janine Walker.
She's incompetent. If they're gonna bring her over, they say they're gonna bring females over. Makes it easy.
Yeah, because I got one.
I don't know my breath on that. Wimby, she's also an ACD. She's
Yeah.
league. She's.
Yeah, I got, yeah, so I just had 2 left. I had one, what's the woman's name? Jasmine Copeland, she's at ACDC, and then, one more guy here.
Courtroom 2, you are not on mute.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where is that?
Right there.
There it is. Still got my
Ms. Falk and Mr. Howard. I see that we don't have too many on the competency calendar this morning, so why don't we just go ahead and do that while we're waiting?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Normally we have 10 times as many, so I was concerned, but. And who's representing on the DV bench warrant calendar, Mr. Shed today?
I will, Your Honor.
Okay, would you mind giving him a call and see
Oh,
if we
wait.
can hop on before 11
Okay.
o'clock for us?
I've already talked to him.
Yes, maybe did you qualify?
Yeah. Gotta qualify. Gotta qualify.
Is that, did you?
I'll call him. I'll call him.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. And so if you can go ahead and place Mr. Howard, Ms. Falk, myself, who else is here for the competency calendar?
Position 22 and 23, Potter.
Appreciate it, sir.
And I
They're in
have,
a break.
I
They're
have,
in a break.
I have announcement. They said Mr. Dwyer went downtown court this morning.
They're in a breakout right now. You're gonna have to
Oh,
wait
okay.
just a minute. Sorry.
Do we have anyone else that we can take at the present time or not?
Position 7, I was told, is downtown. Why are we getting?
I don't know. That's-
So we got position number 22 and 23, Potter.
That's him, Your Honor, Mr. Potter, on saying medical there.
Okay, so these are going to be negotiated, please.
They are.
All right, good morning, Mr. Potter. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I hope you are as well, Mr. Potter. Can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Potter.
Thank you.
Yes, Miss. Can we mute courtroom 2 for a moment? Yes, Ms. Dunlap.
So position 22, we're asking for 12 months probation to serve 4 days, credit for time served 2 days, and that's from September 26th to the 27th. The balance probated and a stay away from Chevron located at 111 Boulevard Northeast. Regarding count 23, position 23. For count 1, we're asking for 12 months probation, served 28 days, credit for time served 14 days, and that is from the 13th of October until today. The balance probated on that charge as well, and a $300 fine, as well as count 2, 12 months probation concurrent with count 1, and to stay away from all Georgia State University property, and we'll ask for stipulate the venue, factual basis and identification.
On position number 22, given that there are no conditions, does that need to be balance probated or balance suspended?
I have balance probated.
Okay. I don't see any condition, so normally we suspend that. There's a condition for position 23. Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, he and I discussed both cases thoroughly, and he would like the court to accept his plea. It is a negotiated plea, so there is a statute. I understand the $300 fine on obstruction is statutory. He is associated with PAD. I believe he's applied or he's been accepted. I'm not sure which status, but he may end up talking to probation about needing to do community service instead of the $300 fine. I don't think he's going to be able to afford that, but I don't want to veer into unnegotiated territory. So I'm stepping gingerly on that.
Well, if he wants to do community service, as opposed to having 30 hours of community service, as opposed to the $300 fine, the court would be amenable to that if that's what he chooses, Mr. McLean. So do you just want to ask him?
I think he really should ask for that. I told him that's, I think, the course he should follow. Mr. Potter, do you understand about the 300 and the 30? Wouldn't it be better just to do the 30 hours of community service and not try and you might fail at
Medical, can you unmute medical, please?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, I got an unruly person in the background, that's why I didn't turn the mic on. This is
okay.
that's showing out in the background.
Okay.
Sir, how you doing, sir? Sir, could I have the option available to me until I can find out what I can do? Because I don't know, I don't have a job right now, but depending on which one, man, I wouldn't mind doing the community service. But if I do come up with the $300, then it will free me up, and I'm just not sure which one I will be able to do right now.
Understood. I have an opinion that it's going to be hard to come up with a 300, but I understand what you're saying.
Right, and I don't want to get into a case to where I get arrested just simply because I wouldn't be able to come up with the money, because I'm not trying to be, like opposed to anything.
And that's another reason why it's far better to go with the 30 hours.
Okay, so if you want, Mr. Potter, I can give you 30 hours of community service and you won't have to worry about paying the money, okay?
Yes, sir, that'll be okay. And sir, do you guys have any program to where they could find me?
Well, you are associated with PAD. Actually, PAD is on our Zoom. Ashley's from PAD is on our Zoom, but I understand you are associated with PAD.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, that was actually, Judge, I was in contact with Pat when the police were called with me on Chevron. That's who I was waiting on, was a Pat officer to come and pick me up.
Okay, so we'll put him in touch with Pat. Anything further, Mr. McLean?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Potter, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 005765D, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. And in case 23 CR 006220D, you wish to plead guilty to willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer and criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir, I'm not.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
I can't complain, sir.
I need a yes or a no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, so the courts will accept the plea, Mr. Potter. For the first criminal trespass, it's going to be 12 months to serve, 4 days, credit for time served, 2 days, but I'm going to suspend the balance. So you're going to be done, okay? You
Yes,
just
sir.
can't go back to that Chevron, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, and for the willful obstruction, it's going to be 12 months to serve, 28 days, credit for time served, 14 days, balance probated, 30 hours of community service. And I am going to, once you do the community service, I'm going to have the probation terminate. So the sooner you get the 30 hours of community service done, the sooner you won't be on probation. And for the criminal trespass, it will be the same as the willful obstruction, but you can't go back to Georgia State University. You understand that?
Yes, sir. But when I finish the the community service, I'm done with the probation?
When you finish the community service at 30 hours, you're not going to be on probation any time longer. And because I know you have a difficult situation with your finances, while you're on probation, I'm going to waive the probation fees for you, okay?
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm hoping that you can get everything done in the first 30 days or so that you
Yes,
won't
sir.
be on probation and so you can get this behind you, okay?
Yes, sir, definitely will.
Okay, but I'm gonna help you out by, trying to do all that we can do to help you get back on your feet and get done with this. But don't go back to that Chevron or don't go back to Georgia State, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
good luck to you, Mr. Potter.
Thank you, sir.
Next position, 17, McClendon.
Your Honor, in Mr. McClendon's position, he has a felony probation hold that's no bond. And he had been in medical and they switched him to another floor and then they never brought him out. Could we put him on Tuesday and that gives us a chance to actually sit down and really talk with him instead of trying to do it?
Okay. I believe that Tuesday's the 31st.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll reset for next Tuesday, 10/31. So Mr. McClendon, I'll see you back next Tuesday so that Mr. McLean will have an opportunity to speak with you. Okay. So it looks like he's a bit agitated, Mr. McLean. So
yes, Sean, he was
instead of having him go off mute, I don't want him to say anything that's going to hurt his case. So medical, we're going to see Mr. McClendon back next Tuesday. Okay, so thank you.
Right. I think that's going to continue to be the case, Your Honor. That's part of why I would rather.
Okay, that's fine. Do you have anyone else at medical that we can take?
No, I would just want to ask about the two guys on the compass calendar, Mr. Kaplan and Mr. Holcomb. Do we need them?
I don't believe that we're going to need them today. Is that right, Mr. Howard?
Okay, that will conclude.
That is correct, Judge.
We are
Okay,
finished.
yes. Okay, and are we going to go to another floor? We have I think we have a couple more people that we need to do.
Can I have the names?
Position 4, Jasmine Copeland.
That's the female, they are at, ACDC, they, was trying to get transportation to bring them over.
Okay, position 7, Patrick Dwyer.
Dwyer went downtown.
Okay, so we're gonna,
A time
we're gonna
served offer, if we could reset it to 10:31.
okay, we'll reset Dwyer to 10:31. Let's see.
Oh, hold on, let me get my paperwork.
Position 21, Charles O'Hare.
You know, that was a felony based on recidivist, so it's not a matter of judgment or opinion, it's just a matter of GCIC entry. So there was no point bringing him over.
So what should we do with him this morning?
Your Honor, it's just going to, it's not jurisdictional with us, it's just a felony.
Okay, so it's going to the, okay, so it's going to
Yes,
the
Your
DA's
Honor.
office.
We are waiting for a response for the DA's office, but they are correct. The PD's office is correct. This is a recidivist case. It's not
Okay.
one where there's a judgment to be made.
Okay, so, thank you. Position 24, Montgomery Riley. That's Miss McLeod's case. I don't believe Miss McLeod is with us or will be with us this morning, so I'll reset this for Tuesday. 10:31. Position 25, Deneen Walker.
Your Honor, that's a person at ACDC that I would like to have speak with a social worker, and I believe may be appropriate for a competency calendar.
So what should we do with it today, Mr.?
Well, I've just been, we did talk with her again at the ACDC, but we've just been waiting on her to come back over to this courtroom because they're transporting them physically. So,
Okay, so we'll hold for her.
right.
Position number 28.
Wimbush is going to be a plea, Your Honor. It very well could be a negotiated plea because I talked with the state about a different offer, and so I'm going to debate to her something that's different than she's heard before. And it's either going to be, I think, a negotiated plea or maybe even a negotiated plea.
Okay, so we need to wait
Okay,
until those three people are transported over. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so thank you, medical. We'll wait for the transport of the three that we have. So let's see. While we're waiting, I see that Kevin Shedd is on the line. Can we go and deal with the DV bench warrant calendar?
Yes, Your Honor.
So Mr. Shedd, if you could activate your camera and unmute yourself for me, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Shedd.
Good morning.
I'm Judge Eric Morrow, and this is the DV bench warrant calendar. Ms. Falk, are you handling this matter?
No, that would be me, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Dunlap, yes, it's my understanding that Mr. Shedd missed the court date, is that right? Ms. Dunlap?
Yes. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so it's my understanding that Mr. Shedd missed a court date. Can you tell me what that was?
Yes, he missed, sorry, 1 second, I have the court date here.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much. Of course. All right, your first is Jessica Ball. So her, but you know what, though, you have to think all of the charges. Yeah.
Your Honor, if I may assist.
Yes, thank you.
It looks like he failed to appear October 4th, 2023 before Judge Edline.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, I reached him by phone. There's another issue as well. Apparently a month, I found out by talking to my phone, a month after the alleged occurrence here, the alleged victim is his dad. And he died in a motorcycle crash late February of 23. And I don't have any documentation to prove that. And I'm going to have an investigator go get a death certificate because he was with a group of people that like to ride motorcycles together. They were coming back from Tennessee, so I don't even know what county it happened in. So that it's going to take me a minute to find out where to get the death certificate from. If it's in Tennessee, it happened in Georgia, what county? But that's the situation.
Okay, well, you want to tell me why he missed the court date?
Mr. Shedd, go ahead and explain about your circumstance of your apartment, your address, and I believe there's an eviction going on.
Yes, sir. I didn't have the right address in the system with Fulton County. And I was calling Fulton County to get my actual court date. They told me to call every month. So I called for about 2 months and they ended up sending me a notification to the wrong address.
Do we have the right address on file now at the present time, Mr. McLean or Mr. Shedd?
Mr. Shedd, have you gotten the clerk to get the right address on Odyssey now? On the
Mr. Shedd, can you put your address into the chat, please?
Yes, sir.
And let's see. Ms. Grace?
Yes, sir.
Once he puts his address in the chat, would you check to make sure that that is the address that we currently have on file for him, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
How do I actually?
You click on chat and then you put it to Miss Grace, Grace.
And Franklin, your conflict. Okay. So favors, I'm gonna have you talk to your attorney. And you send me this. And you will take time and you can-
And that street is, do you know the zip code or the town?
30223 Griffin, Georgia.
30223, understood.
Ms. Grace, if you'll go ahead and confirm that for the court. Mr. Shedd, is this court's practice to set aside a bench warrant on one occasion for failure to appear? I will set it aside this one time. So you've used up your one time. Again, I'm sorry to hear about your father in the matter. The court's condolences. Mr. McLean will follow up with that. So your case will be returned to the division judge, and I'll have Mr. McLean follow up on the information that he's provided the court today. Mr. McLean, if you can get that set aside to the court, we'll get it signed and entered.
We'll do so, Your Honor.
We just need to put on record that we're objecting to setting aside the bench warrant.
Okay, very good. So noted. Thank you, Ms. Dunlap.
Okay, Judge, can I
Yes.
confirm with Mr. Shedd, the address is 628 B Moody Street, Griffin, Georgia, 30223?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I will update the address, Judge.
Okay, thank you. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Shedd.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. I see a young lady on the Samsung SM6901U. Do you have business with the court this morning, ma'am, that you'd like me to address? You'll have to unmute yourself, ma'am.
Your Honor, while we're waiting, if Ms. Dunlap can be excused.
Yes, have a good day, Ms. Dunlap.
Oh, there, okay, I got it.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm his stepmom. He asked me to be here because he said they were gonna ask some questions about my husband's passing. So I was just here because he asked me to be.
Oh, okay. Well, very good. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. I just wanted to make sure that I had addressed you. So, Ms. Falk?
And Your Honor, if my deepest apologies, ma'am. If you can send any kind of documentation that you have to the public defender's office so they can send it to our office, we would appreciate that.
Okay, I do have the multiple copies of the death certificate. Do you need anything beyond that? The accident report or?
Nothing beyond the death certificate, ma'am. If you can send that to either myself or the PD's office, I can put my email address in the chat directly to you. And if you can just send that to me, that would be of great assistance. I thank you.
Okay, I'll when I get home this evening, I can scan it and email it to you.
Thank you. And again, our condolences.
Thank you.
Could you share my email with her as well?
Yes, let me find it and I'll put it in the chat as well too.
It's Mike Dot.
Okay,
It's not Michael, it's Mike Dot.
got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So you all have a good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we'll be in recess until the other defendants are with us.
I'm sorry, Ms. Falk, on position number 20 on the regular calendar, number 21, what are we doing with that? I think it was position number 21.
Position number
O'Hara.
21 on the regular calendar, that is going to be, to my understanding, that is going to be upgrade to the DA's office. We've already sent the request to the DA's office. We are just waiting for them to sign the order.
Okay, and Ms. Dunlap was excused. I'm not sure if she had any non-pros orders, but can you make sure?
I will make sure to
Ms.
submit any
Dunlap
more-
and Ms. Baker get those over to me, please.
Yes, Miss Grace, I will make sure that they get those orders over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ms. Grace.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
While we're waiting, since we only have 3 more, is it possible to go over the calendar?
I was gonna ask, but I figured, yes, sir, I'm ready.
Okay. So if it's all right with everyone else, we'll just go over the calendar while we wait here.
On the add-on calendar, position number 1 was a plea. On the regular calendar, position number 1 was a plea. Position number 2 was a Rains Reset Jail Jury. Position number 3 was a plea. We're holding on position 4. Position 5 was a plea. Position 6, Reset Jail Jury. Position 7, Reset 1031 SAP. Position 8, Reset Jail Jury. Position 9, 10, and 11 were pleas, with 11 being a non-pros. Position 12, Reset Jail Jury. Position 13 was a plea. Position 14, 15, Reset Jail Jury. Position 16 was handled on Tuesday's SAP, and it was a plea. Position 17, Reset 1031 SAP. Position 18, Reset 11-2 SAP. Position 19 and 20 were pleas, with 20 being a non-pros. Position 21 is a pending transfer to Superior Court. Position 22 and 23 were pleas. Position 24, Reset 1031 SAP. We're holding on position 25. Position 26 was a plea. Position 27 was arraigned and Reset Jail Jury. And position 28, we're holding on. Any questions, concerns, or comments?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Grace. Let's see, we will be in recess until we hear from the other defendants. Ma'am, did you need something further?
Ma'am, did you receive the email addresses I put in the chat?
You might have logged back on inadvertently, Ms. Falk. I don't know if I'm not sure if she's,
Right.
she obviously can't hear us.
Ma'am, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you hear us? Okay. No, she can't. I did send Judge Morrow, I did put both my email and Mr. McLean's email in the chat so that she can reach out to either one of us with that information.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Ms. Falk.
But she is free to go otherwise.
Right.
Excuse me, Judge Morrow? We
Yes.
have the females. There are.
Say it
here.
again?
The
Okay,
females,
thank
we do
you.
have the females.
All right,
We apologize for the wait.
that's fine. Thank you, though. Who do we have first?
Position four.
Position four.
Yeah.
Position four,
Copeland.
Jasmine Copeland. I think you ready for me?
She wasn't here.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Copeland.
Good morning.
I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you. It's my understanding this is going to be a plea. Is that correct?
Yes,
That's
sir.
correct.
Thank you. Ms. Baker?
Thank you, Judge. This stems from an incident that occurred in February of 2019 where a child was lost and located apparently by a Good Samaritan. And it turned out that the victim was a 4-year-old child. There was also an unattended 2-year-old and 3-year-old at the residence. Apparently, the defendant and her roommate did not have access to childcare that day and both had to go to work. The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 20 days credit for time served, which should be 10 days calculated from February 23rd of 2019 to February 25th of 2019 and from October 20th until today. Balance probated, 40 hours community service, and a parenting class. I know some time has passed, a significant amount of time has passed, and just so the court is aware that a colleague was able to get in touch with DFACS yesterday, and the children have been returned to their mothers.
Thank you.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Collins?
You already asked that the court, if the plea is negotiated, we request that the probation will terminate once she's completed the condition. We will stipulate to a factual basis as well as venue and ID.
Ms. Copeland, it's my understanding that in case 19 CR 001647C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal reckless conduct. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Copeland. When you complete the terms of the probation, it will terminate. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on probation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Welcome.
We'll be ready for Denise Walker.
What are we doing with is this Miss Walker?
So she's interviewing with the social worker.
She's currently in interview, Your Honor.
Okay, so who do we have?
Gabrielle Gutierrez.
Yes.
Judge, Ms. Gutierrez was on our calendar, and if we could just advise her of the reset date. She was number one on the calendar that we did a breakout earlier.
Yes, go ahead, Ms. Falk. Did you have something?
No, I was just trying to, I didn't know if, I was just gonna say the same. She was on our breakout calendar because I wasn't sure if it was refreshing a recollection of this case.
Yeah. So Judge,
All right,
we set it to November 2nd, if you just want.
Okay.
Let her know that.
All right, so good morning, Ms. Gutierrez. We have had an opportunity to discuss your case earlier in the calendar, and we have reset that case. And what's that date again?
It'll be next week, Judge, the 2nd.
Okay, so we will see you back again here next Tuesday, okay?
Next Thursday, Judge. Yes.
I'm sorry, next Thursday.
Yes.
Correct.
That's on my mind.
Okay.
Have a seat. I'm done.
We're gonna do Miss Wimbush next. Wimbush.
And just so the state can get some clarification, PD's office, is this going to be a negotiated or non-negotiated plea?
Oh. They just arrived physically from the other location. I have not yet discussed the new offer with her.
Okay, Your
Okay.
Honor, the state did make a new offer and we just need to know if they are going to go forward on the new offer, or if this is going to go ahead and be non-negotiated.
Fine, I'm just waiting for the coroner to be available for the next interview for her.
Okay, so,
We just have to hold for a moment on her.
all right, so would you wanna, she's the last, we have anybody else on the calendar?
I think she would be the last person on the regular calendar.
All right, so I don't, you tell me what you wanna do. If you wanna mute yourself and just sit with her and speak with her, that's fine with the court, or do you wanna go back into the corner?
I do need to go in the corner, Your Honor. It's two cases and Ms.
Okay,
Walker,
all right.
Ms. Walker
So
is
just-
wrapping up with social worker now. I think they're gonna have.
Okay. All right, so just let the court know when you're ready.
Here we go. We're ready. Come on.
Yeah, I was saying.
Next available.
Yeah, she's
Your Honor, on Walker, could we do the 11-2 confidence calendar?
Okay, Ms. Falk?
State has no objection, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll reset to the competency calendar on November 2nd.
Very good, thank you.
Okay, so we'll hold, and the last one, I guess, will be Ms. Wimbish, so we'll hold on your announcement.
Are all the ladies there? I mean, not done, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But they need to be talked to, that's what I'm trying to say.
She talked to the last one.
Everybody is ready to go.
For SAP, yeah. So probational contract.
Ms. Robinson? This is Adrian Robinson.
Who's she on the comment? I don't know because we only have.
I have my own.
Mr. Howard there?
Okay, go back and have a second. Let me see. Because I'm thinking everybody needed to go.
Yes, good.
No, I just wanted to know, they said that Ms. Robinson was on the competency calendar. Did I need to address her for any
That's
reason?
Ms. McLeod's case, I think. That's the one.
Oh, okay, right. So that's been reset until next week.
Okay.
Okay. So we only have Ms. Wimbish that we need to take up from the 9 o'clock calendar, I understand.
Mr. McLean is actually talking to Ms. Wimbish.
Okay, so as soon as he's ready, we'll be ready to proceed.
Your Honor, on both cases, one on the calendar and one not on the calendar, but having been mentioned in the offers, we're going to do a negotiated plea on both.
Okay, so are you telling me there's something else that's on the calendar besides this battery, criminal trespass, and simple battery?
Yes, Your Honor. I put in the notes to the court and to the litigation manager. There's an open case under 22 CR 006856E. The state did make a recommendation as to that case so that we could address both cases as a global recommendation.
Okay, give me that case number again, Ms. Falk, please.
Yes, Your Honor. It is 22 CR 006856E.
And what is the what is or are the charges?
The charge is battery, Your Honor.
Okay. You ready to proceed, Mr. McLean?
We
All
are.
right. Ms. Wimbish, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Thank you, ma'am. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Ms. Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. As to the first case, the position that is on the calendar, our recommendation on position 28 is as to the first count of battery, 12 months probation, serve 60 days in jail. She would receive credit for time served for 18 days. That's going to be from October 11th of 2023. She would also receive balanced probation, 12 weeks anger management, 40 hours of community service, no further contact with Danny Westbrook, stay away from the Circle K at 1820 Hollywood Road, Northwest Atlanta, as well as we are recommending an MHET. On count 2, our recommendation is time served. Count 3 would merge with count 1. That would be a total of and as to the second case, we are asking for 12 months probation, serve 30 days, credit for time served for 3 days. And that would be from October, again, she would have served from October 11th, and we had October 11th to October 26th. We are also asking for October 11th, 2022 to October 31st, 2022 is her dates on that. We would do a stay away from American Deli at 2457 MLK Junior Drive. No further contact with Taji McKibben. That is TAHGIE McKibben, MCKIBBEN. Your Honor, I just want to check on that the time dates, the date served on the second case, and I can get back with you on that. But the first case, we are ready to proceed as a negotiated plea.
Okay, so just so that I'm because you said, I believe, and what's on the page here is 30 days credit for time served, 3 days, but in the actual recitation, it looks like there's 10 days. So that's what you're checking on?
Yes, Your Honor, that's what I'm going back to check on, just to make sure my dates were correct.
Okay, so if the dates are correct, then it will be 10 days as opposed to 3 days?
That would be correct, but I may have just inverted the numbers, so that's what I want
Okay.
to double check.
Okay, I understand.
Thank you.
Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor, we stipulate to jurisdiction, venue, that is to say, also factual basis and also identification.
Okay, so I will let Ms. Falk get the court the information before I take the plea.
Yes, Your Honor, I did invert the numbers. It is 10/13. So it was October 11th,
Oh, okay.
2022 to October 13th, 2022.
So 3 days there. And in the first case, just so I'm clear, for the battery, it's 12 months to serve 60 days, credit for time served 18 days.
Correct. And yes, that is correct.
Okay, all right. Anything further before I take the plea?
No, those are the numbers I'm familiar with and that we expected to hear.
Okay. Ms. Wimbish, it's my understanding that in case number 23 CR 006181E, you wish to plead guilty to battery and criminal trespass. And in case 22 CR 006856E, you wish to plead guilty to battery. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I will accept the plea as negotiated. All right, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Like I said.
Okay, I believe that completes the 9 o'clock calendar. Does anyone have anything further this morning for the court?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
None from the state, Your Honor. I just want to check with Miss Grace to make sure she's received all the orders.
Yes, I have, but let me ask on the second case for Ms. Wimbush. This is gonna be a balance suspended case.
We would ask that it run concurrent with the first case.
Previous case, okay,
Correct.
okay.
So we would like her probation to run on both cases.
All right, so the first case.
You're breaking up, Your Honor. We didn't hear.
Yes, it'll run concurrent with the first case. Okay? All right, if nothing further today, I'll see you all on Tuesday. Have a good rest of your day and a nice